Alright, Shalom, Yasha back with another GMS on the go. I'm Brother Nakum. I'm with the Raleigh, North Carolina camp. Before I go any further, I'd like to give all honor, all glory, and all praises to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rokar Kwadash. Next up, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching us this truth according to the Bible, and a double shalom to all the sincere Akim throughout the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth and righteousness and sincerity to the best of your ability. And I'm just going to get into a lesson on how the job of a prophet is supposed to be prophesying. I'm going to say that again. The job of a prophet is supposed to be prophesying. So without further ado, grab my first precept. This is Isaiah chapter 42, verse 9. And it reads, Salakia, behold, the former things are come to pass. And what are some of the former things that have already come to pass? The ancient prophecies, such as World War I, World War II, the flood, the whole nation of Israel, which consists of so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, who are the real biblical Hebrew Israelites, discontinuing from their heritage of being the Hebrew Israelites. You see, the southern kingdom, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, coming to America on cargo slave ships. You see, and so forth on. These are the ancient prophecies. You see, these are the former prophecies that have already come to pass. So I'm going to start it from the top again. This is Isaiah chapter 42, verse 9. Behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things do I declare. Again, talking about your prophecies. So new prophecies is Yahweh Shai declaring to come to pass. And what's some of the new prophecies that Yahweh Shai is declaring to come to pass? Race riots, martial law, the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, the FEMA camps with the guillotine inside of them to chop your head off, a famine of food and thirst, a famine of hearing these words, World War III. You see a whole bunch of diseases that Esau's soon going to unleash. 200 ICBM missiles coming from all these different countries. You see, along with the chariots, which the world ignorantly calls UFOs. You see, so these are all the new prophecies that Yahweh Shai is declaring to come to pass. It reads on, before they spring forth, I tell you of them. Right, so before any of these prophecies that's written inside this Bible, before they spring forth, before they happen, before they come into action, Yahweh Shai tells you about them. And how does he tell you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans about these prophecies before they spring forth? You see, before they happen, before they come into action. We're going to get a precept. We're going to show you how he tells you about these prophecies before they spring forth. This is Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 8. And it reads, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old. Right. So Jeremiah is saying the prophets that was before him and us of old. Who was one of the prophets of old that was before Jeremiah and us? Ezekiel, Amos, Moses, Joseph, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Isaiah, and so forth on. You see, these are all the prophets of old that was before Jeremiah and us. So I'm going to read that from the top again. This is Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied. Right, that word prophesied means to say before something happens. It reads on, both against many countries and Salakia, both against many countries and against great kingdoms. Right, so the prophets of old, that was before Jeremiah and us, prophesied against many countries and against great kingdoms. You see, they were basically saying what was going to happen before it happened when they prophesied against these countries and great kingdoms. You see? And that's the same thing we're doing today. We prophesy the downfall and the destruction of America. You see, we're saying what's going to happen before it happens. It reads on, of war. Right, so the same way the prophets of old prophesied of war, it's the same thing we're doing today. You see, we're telling you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and the Americans, you see that World War III is coming. You see that World War III is on the horizon. You see? You see, you got World War III being talked about on the news, in the media, and so forth on. You see, you got America talking about sending missiles over to Russia, China, Syria, North Korea, and so forth on. You see, you got Russia, China, Syria, North Korea, and so forth on, all these different countries talking about sending missiles over back this way, over to America. You see? So again, World War III is in the air. World War III is coming. And I'm gonna get a preset real quick, just to back that up, show you that war is coming. This is Revelations chapter 11, verse 14, and it reads, "The second woe is past," and woe means death and destruction. And what's that second death and destruction that has already passed? That's talking about World War II. You see, that's one of your former prophecies that have already come to pass. It reads on, "And behold, the third woe cometh quickly." And again, woe means death and destruction. And what's that third death and destruction that's getting ready to come quickly? That's talking about World War III. You see? So that third woe, which is World War III, is going to come quickly. You see? And we telling you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Americans that war is coming. So going back to Jeremiah. This is Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 8. "The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil." Right. So the same way the prophets of old prophesied of evil, and evil means bad times, is the same thing the prophets of today are doing. You see, we telling you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Americans, you see, of the evil, the bad times that's coming here to America, such as martial law, race riots, the Alpha which is the mark of the beast. You see, female cancer being set up with the guillotine inside of it that chop your head off. You see, famine of food and thirst, a famine of hearing these words. World War III, you see, along with the chariots, which the world ignorantly calls UFOs. You see, so we tell you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Americans of the evil, the bad times that's coming to America. It reads on, "And of pestilence, enough diseases." You see, so we also tell you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Americans of all these diseases that Esau is soon going to unleash, just like the prophets of old did. You see? So the job of a prophet is to say what's going to happen before it happens. Once that prophet says what's going to happen before it happens, then you best believe that these prophecies are actually going to start happening. You see, they're actually going to start springing forth. You see, these prophecies are actually going to come into play. So I'm going to grab my next precept. This is Isaiah chapter 55, verse 11. And it reads, "So shall my word be that go forth out of my mouth." And how are these words, you see this King James Bible, this 1611, going forth out of Yahweh Shah's mouth? This word is going forth through men. You see, because Yahweh Shah speak through men. And we're going to prove that. This is Amos chapter 3, verse 7. And it reads, "Surely Yahweh Shah will do nothing." Right, so Yahweh Shah, who the world ignorantly calls God and Jesus, who's so-called black man, they're not going to do nothing. Meaning they're not going to come down from the heavens of heavens, you see, off their throne to tell you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Americans anything. And why is that? It reads on, "But he revealeth his secret, which is this word, unto his servant the prophets." Right. So Yahweh Shah, they revealed their secrets, their mysteries, this Bible, unto the servant the prophets, by the way, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, to the men on down. You see, showing you that Yahweh Shah speaks through men. You see, showing you that men are Yahweh Shah's mouthpiece. You see? So that's how this word is going to go forth. It's going to go forth through men. So going back to Isaiah 55, verse 11. This is Isaiah chapter 55, verse 11. "So shall my word be that go forth out of my mouth. it shall not return unto me void. Right, so once this word go forth out of Yahweh Shemashah's mouth through his men, this word is not going to return unto Yahweh Shemashah void, meaning empty. And why is this word not going to return unto Yahweh Shemashah empty, void? It's going to say why. But it shall accomplish that which I please. So that's why this word is not going to return unto Yahweh Shemashah void, empty. Because this word is going to accomplish with that which he please. Meaning, Yahweh Shemashah, they're pleased with all these prophecies that's written inside this Bible, accomplishing it, coming to pass. You see? So that's why this word is not going to return unto him void, empty. It reads on, and it shall prosper, and that word prosper means to succeed. And it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. Meaning, once this word goes forth through the men of the Lord, this word is going to prosper. It's going to succeed whereto he sent it. Meaning, if this word reaches you and you wake up to it, it just meant that this word was meant for you to wake up to. You see? So this word will come to pass. So I'm going to grab my next precept. Isaiah 34 and 16. Probably my last one. I'm going to close out. This is Isaiah chapter 34, verse 16. And it reads, seek ye out of the book of Yahweh and read. Right, and what book is it talking about? It's talking about seeking out this King James Bible, this 1611. You see? You so-called Negroes, Latino, and Americans, seek out this book and read. You see, but while you're reading, you also got to get the understanding on what you're reading. You see, because if you don't have no understanding on what you're reading, then you might as well not even be reading at all. You see? So again, you so-called Negroes, Latino, and Americans, seek out of this book, this King James Bible, this 1611, and read, but also get the understanding on what you're reading. It reads on, no one of these shall fail. And what's that talking about? These prophecies, everything that's written inside this King James Bible, the 1611, such as the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, the race riots, martial law, a famine of food and thirst, a famine of hearing these words. You see, World War III, 200 ICBM missiles, the chariots, with the word they call UFOs. You see, none of these prophecies are going to fail. And why is that? Because they're going to accomplish what Yahweh Shemashah please. You see? So that's why these prophecies are not going to fail. Meaning they're going to come to pass. It reads on. None shall want her mate. Right, none shall want her mate. Meaning no other Bible, you see, no other book can compare to this book, to this Bible. You see, this Bible stands alone. You see, this Bible is one of a kind. You see, this Bible don't need no help. You see? So none should want her mate. For my mouth it have commanded, and his spirit it have gathered them. Right, and what's the spirit? The spirit of this word. You see, the spirit of this Bible is what gathered the men that you see around the four corners of the earth, waking to this truth, starting to push this truth to the best of their ability. You see, in righteousness and sincerity. You see? The spirit of this Bible is what's gathering the men of the Lord around the four corners of the earth that you see preaching this word. You see? So again, a prophet's job is to prophesy and say what's going to happen before it happens. Once that prophet says what's going to happen before it happens, then these words are going to come to pass. You see, these words are going to start springing forth, and they're going to start showing themselves to be true. You see? So with that, I hope you've been edified. It's been another GMS on the go. I'm Brother Nakam. I'm with the Raleigh, North Carolina camp. Before I go any further, I'd like to give all honor, all glory, and all praises to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakar, Kodash. Next up, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching us this truth according to the Bible and who rule well, and a double shalom to all the sincere Akim throughout the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth in righteousness and sincerity to the best of your ability. So with that, shalom, Kwam Yasha Allah.